Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you've been enjoying the content I've recently been putting up from the Geneva Motor Show, in particular the BMW M140i. I think that's really kind of been a hit with all you kind of viewers of my channel. Before I start this video, I want to give a big shout out to one of my mates, Simon David, who has really helped me out recently. You might have seen in one of my previous videos when I was doing the 335D video, I showed you the front end of my car and my splitter had kind of cracked. This bus isn't moving. I was quite disappointed, if I'm honest with you, like how I managed to crack my splitter on the front, you know, on my car going over a bump. I posted a picture of that on our Facebook group, again, BMW M Performance Hatch Club. Simon hit me up on my post. He got in touch and he says, look, I've got an unused KSB splitter which, you know, will fit my car anyway. It's all yours if you want it. He kindly donated it to me, believe it or not. All I did was I just went down, picked it up from him, had it fitted over the weekend, and honestly guys, I am so damn made up. Simon, a massive shout out to you. You really made up my day. You made my car look the way it was meant to be looking. So 100% guys, I'm totally made up, and that is the power of social media, in particular the M140i community. You know, we're all out there to help each other. Well, on our Facebook group anyway. So guys, hopefully check out our Facebook group, join it if you're not already, like, you know, a member of it. So guys, I'm now on my way to see this AMG A45. We're gonna do like the kind of cinematics and all of that, and then take it for a drive, the usual thing. We are in like a storm at the moment, Storm Gareth I believe it's called. In the UK we name the storms after the people that I think, you know, find out about them. One day hopefully, you know, there'll be a storm after my name, maybe, you know, Storm Cabia. Let's see if that ever works. But yeah guys, we're gonna basically go down and check out this AMG A45. So hopefully guys, I'll see you there shortly. So guys, I'm just waiting for the AMG to turn up. It's really windy out here, that's the thing. I got a feeling that this vid is gonna be over kind of shadowed by all the wind noise, so I'm just trying to think of a plan as to how to do this vid. Obviously not a problem driving, but talking about the car outside, give it a few minutes. In fact, AMG's just turned up. Here you go. AMG, dude. So guys, we've just had the AMG 45 turn up. Like I say, it's so windy here, I'm not even sure if you're going to hear me. We've got my mighty M140i. Come and get my words out guys. And the AMG 45 is finished off in the Elbate green, I believe it is. It's got the night pack on, it's got a crazy body kit, but it's all there for a purpose. As you can see, you've got some canards. Yeah, let's go and have a quick look at it anyway. So the front end guys, we've got these canards here and a nice kind of a splitter running all the way along. This is all factory compared to, like, say, my M140i, which here, you know, we've got all the KSP kit, which is all aftermarket. That's all factory. It's got the 19-inch alloy wheels, and around the back you've got this nice kind of a wing. You got a nice kind of a splitter here. We got the performance exhaust on this car. What we're gonna do is give this car start up revs and compare it to the M140i. So I'm gonna dive straight into that right now. Guys, I just thought I'd jump in the car because it's just so windy out there. Then I can't seem to get my words out, or probably they won't come across here. What we're going to do now is start up the M140i and compare the sounds. This thing just sounds mad. So yeah, I don't think the M140i, even with the M Performance exhaust, is going to sound as crazy as this. But let's go and have a little listen to that. So guys, here we are, we're in the AMG A45. This car is quite a highly spec car. I mean, we got things like electric seats, Harman Kardon sound system, a nice Alcantara steering wheel. So this is a 7-speed DCT gearbox. These paddles down there, they feel really nice. They feel quite metal compared to the ones I get in the M140i. They're a little bit plasticky. It's even got a panoramic roof. It's got the night pack. It's got quite a decent dash design. It doesn't really look too dated. It probably looks as dated as the one in the 140i. The thing with these interiors are they are kind of lifted from the base model cars, and then they kind of, you know, adjusted and made a little bit better for the performance cars really. So yeah, what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to take you out for a drive. Ideally I want to get both cars together and do the same kind of pulls as we did in the 335D versus the 140. I'm not sure, guys, if that's going to be possible because there's only two of us, as in two drivers. That day there was a third person holding the camera. Can't promise anything, but let's just see how this pans out anyway. But yeah, so plenty of seat time in this A45 already, just trying to get to grips with how this car is. We've got the car in comfort mode. There's 5 settings: comfort, sport, sport plus, race, and then individual, where you can set things up. At the moment I'm in comfort mode, gearbox is in comfort, so let's just see how this compares. My first impression, guys, is this rides a little bit firmer compared to the M140i. This has got the adaptive suspension as well, so in comfort mode is obviously a little bit firmer now. Obviously AMG, so it's going to be. Another thing that I've noticed straight away is it's quite a loud car. It's not as refined as the M140i. It's AMG at the end of the day, so you know it's going to be quite analog in its kind of sound. Exhaust is definitely loud. I've got the loud exhaust switched off at the moment. We will turn that up. We are going to get some flybys as well, guys, so don't worry about that. But overall at the moment, the in-gear sort of shove in comfort mode feels pretty much the same as the M140i. The engine, guys, is a 2-litre single turbo, producing 380 horsepower, 4-wheel drive. So it's got a little bit more horsepower compared to the M140i through stock figures. That's 340, but let's say 350 because that's most of them have been dying up around that much. So this one's producing 380. The torque on this car is around 470 Newton meters, whereas on the M140i is more like 500. So it's a little bit more torqueier, the M140i, but a little bit less on the horsepower. So kind of equates to pretty much the same in terms of, like, say, in gear kind of shove. Right, so what we're going to do now is stick the car into Sport Plus straight away. Now I've noticed straight away there's a little bit more rumble coming off the exhaust, and the exhaust is now in sports exhaust mode as well, so let's feel it. Oh shit, man, this car is quick. Take this bend. It's gripping. Guys, that bend I've just taken there, that was my M140i. I would be literally backing off and the car would be all over the place. These S-bends, the car is literally just taking, it's killing them. The exhaust really crackles as well. Proper loud. There you go, look at that. You can really feel, like, say, that double clutch gearbox, guys. You know when it's changing gear, it's literally like that. It just hammers you. The whole package kind of comes like together quite nicely, if I'm honest. You got the power, and you can put that power down because it's got, you know, the 4-wheel drive system as well. So really comes alive, this car, guys. You know, it's yeah, you can really put the power down, which at times you can't in the M140i. I guess the only thing that I will say that I don't like about this car, well, there's a few. One is that these seats, they are really supportive, don't get me wrong, guys. You know, they hold you in the right places. They are, like, highly bolstered around the shoulder, hip point. They're not as comfortable as obviously the seats in my M140i, there's no doubt about that, but they're also probably not as comfortable as the seats in the FK2 and the FK8. They just feel a little bit more comfortable. I mean, I've had, like, both cars for, you know, the FK2 especially. I mean, I've had that for about a year. I just use it as my daily. I can tell that in those seats they were a little bit more comfortable than these. Like, you're probably going to end up with a bit of backache in these, you know, over those seats. The other thing is, as this car's not too refined, you do get a lot of engine sound coming into the cabin. A lot of that sound is genuine rather than it being pumped through the speakers. However, having said that, it's not as sonorous as a 6-cylinder, that's just the way it is. But as an engine, guys, what an engine. Really puts the power down really well. I mean, when you're going off the line and you're kind of accelerating off it, there is a little bit of hesitation, like it'll kind of perhaps struggle to get the power down. There's a bit of like a hop, but once it's on song and once you just like in gear shove, it keeps going, guys, there's no doubt about that. I'm just going to talk to you about these different kind of modes. So in comfort mode, everything's kind of slackened off, as I kind of said before. When you're into sports mode, you get a little bit more responsiveness coming out of, like, say, the engine, the gearbox, the suspension. I'm now stuck into race mode. Now in race mode, everything is turned up to, like, say 10. So basically the gearbox, the exhaust, man, that thing crackles like mad. The upshifts on this are quite violent. I mean, I've not driven this car before. You know, I'm not going to claim to say that I'm like, you know, a massive AMG know-it-all kind of guy. I'm not. But my first impressions, guys, you know, coming from a guy that's like driven an FK2, FK8, you know, plenty of seat time in the M140i, my impressions of this car, you know, the expectations, I wasn't really rating this car, if I'm honest with you, like as high as what I now believe it is. This whole package. Oh man, this is just crazy, this thing is. Right, I'm gonna see how quick this thing is off the mark now from here. It's fairly quick. It's fairly quick. The only thing I would say is that it doesn't hold the gear on the limiter. It upshifts for you, whereas in the 140i in Sports Plus, it will hold it on the limiter and it will just bounce off it like bam 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 bam, and then, you know, you can upshift it yourself. I'll be honest with you guys, I am actually buzzing, you know, by driving this car. That when that happens, you know that, you know, I'm in a car that's gonna obviously keep me excited for quite a long time. I wouldn't say that this car's analog to drive. There's a lot of electronic gizmos going on at the moment, but in the current climate where you got everything going all kind of fly-by-wire and what have you, this, to me personally, I still think that it's got a little bit of analogism to it, which is pretty damn good. Right guys, so I'm now sat in the passenger side because I've had plenty of seat time in this car. The owner's obviously driving the car. Do you want to be in the camera? It's alright. There you go. Here's the owner. Big shout out to Abdul, who's come from down south to meet me in Birmingham and let me drive his AMG A45. So yeah, massive shout out to Abdul for bringing his AMG down from down London up to Birmingham and let me have a go in it. I'm totally gassed, honestly guys. It's a mad car for a 2-litre engine, guys. You know, I've driven like say the Golf R. I've not had them on the channel, but I've driven a Golf R. This literally just walks all over it, kills it. It doesn't have the sonorous engine sound of like the BMW M140i. It's unique in its own way and it's good in its own way. That's the one thing I want to put out there. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get any rolling shots or side-by-side pulls with the M140i because there's only Abdul and me, so we're not really going to be able to do any of that. On my first impressions though, this car would definitely walk away from the M140i off a launch. In gear pull, I think they're going to be pretty much even. We can probably do that at another time. What you say, Abdul?
Yeah, we can do it another day.
Yeah, bring it down again. Hopefully we'll have someone else to do that for us. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this content. There'll be plenty more to come, guys. If you do want your car on the channel, just drop me like a comment on the video or get in touch with me through Instagram, which will come down there somewhere anyway. Hopefully guys, I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.